AGE stands for Aerospace Ground Equipment. Ground zero for getting aircraft in the air and maintaining air superiority. Every car, whenever you put the key into the ignition, you can just turn it on. With airframes, you can't do that. You need all the external equipment before the aircraft can be run. The machinery we work on includes diesel engines, lots of hydraulics, non-powered equipment, essentially anything that is needed by the pilots or the maintainers out on the flight line, we take care of for them. It definitely requires a lot of problem-solving abilities, and the great thing about it is we have all the tools necessary to come in and get the job done, but the most important tool you have is the one between your ears. We have manuals that we can read off of that tell us what to do, but a lot of times things don't go as smoothly. So you definitely have to be able to think outside of the box quite a bit. AGE can go anywhere. If an aircraft can land there, we can go there. You're working with different airframes, different equipment, different types of people, different maintainers. The basics are the same, but you kind of always have to take in new knowledge and just have a willingness to learn. So when I originally joined the Air Force, I wanted to learn something new that could help transfer to the outside world. Mechanics are something that once you have them down, once you know how to do it, you become so much more valuable. It's a trade that people go to school for, but here I'm getting paid how to learn it. So AGE is very behind the scenes work. We are just shy of being on the flight line, but we are one of the most important jobs in the Air Force.
Without AGE, jets can't fly. Because when a jet breaks, how do crew chiefs know exactly what's broken? You know, you can't tell if that sensor is bad without supplying power to it. You can't troubleshoot without AGE. My name is Airman First Class, Russell Hills. I'm right now an AGE apprentice. I'm getting ready to train up to my 5 level. The best part is I actually do something I love, which is working on the equipment, learning different things, troubleshooting different things, the way they move, the way they act. Just honestly working on it. The exercise that we had last week, if the heat goes out or the power goes out, AGE has to pull trucks from ammo and every other shop here on base, so we can supply the heaters, we can supply light carts to parts of the base that need that power or that heat to keep us thriving, keep us going on.
My name's Senior Airman Leger. I am an AGE journeyman with the 31st Maintenance Squadron. We support a lot of the aircraft with ground equipment. That's a lot of generators, a lot of nitrogen carts, things like hydro carts, a lot of things that the aircraft use to do their checks before they take off. Today we swapped out a Dash 86 generator engine that's used to supply power to the aircraft before takeoff. I like getting to touch a lot of the equipment, getting down and dirty inside of it, doing maintenance, swapping parts here and there. It's almost kind of like we're surgeons for these equipment, doing a lot of delicate work, anything from electronics to just screwing a couple bolts in. It's a very, very broad field.
Jordan Hausman, I'm a senior airman and I work for Aerospace Ground Equipment. I really joined to be a mechanic, and whenever I got into this career field, really what you do is pretty much diesel engines. So what we do is we work on all the equipment that is used on the jets. So like all of our generators, conditioners, all of our heaters, stuff like that. All the crew chiefs, they use our equipment to work on the jets to put them back up into the air. We have 3 sections. One drives the flight line, which delivers all of our equipment to the jets. And then the other 2 are maintenance and inspections. Maintenance does all the heavy maintenance, like if anything breaks or anything happens to go wrong. And then our inspection shop pretty much does preventative maintenance, like oil changes, filters. And without ground power, we wouldn't have air power, so all the crew chiefs use our equipment to simulate stuff that would happen in the air, just in case, like if something went wrong, they could do it on the ground and see if they could fix it. In our career field, what makes me most proud would be finding something that nobody else could figure out and fixing it and then seeing it go back out on the line to be used.
AGE is short for Aerospace Ground Equipment. What we do is inspect, maintain, and deliver different pieces of equipment out to the flight line to make sure that they're ready and available for the aircraft mechanics to perform maintenance. That could be a variety of different things. That can be a generator that they use to power the aircraft. That could be a stand that they use to access different areas of the aircraft. It's going to be a bunch of different equipment that they use for the aircraft. the saying is no air power without ground power, and that rings very true, since a lot of the equipment that they have to use out there, we have to make sure that it's all good and ready to go. It takes a lot of organization, planning, scheduling, and a lot of skill and knowledge that grows over time with learning the job and learning the different pieces of equipment.
We work on equipment that sustains aircraft in the air. When it comes to load banking or servicing it with hydro, nitrogen, anything that the aircraft needs. The average day for the airmen around here is basically just spot work on units, working up any inspections that are coming up, maintenance that comes in all of a sudden. It's a different day every day because we never know what's going to happen or what aircraft needs our help. You know, flight line, it's a 24/7 mission that we have to maintain. This job is very important because we're basically the lifeline of the flight line. Without our equipment or help, there's no planes going up in the air. A lot of the time people think we just drive out equipment to the airplanes, but that's not the case. There's many shops behind the scenes fixing everything and just making sure everything is 10 out of 10 for them to use.
My name is Staff Sergeant Dana Alt. I'm a technician here in the Aerospace Ground Equipment Shop. The AGE Shop's Aerospace Ground Equipment Shop is responsible for maintaining, inspecting, and dispatching ground equipment for aircraft maintenance and generation. The other day I was working on a Dash 95 turbine bleed air generator. It's responsible for providing bleed air pressure to the aircraft for the maintenance that they conduct with that. Basically, it's a turbine engine. That's the only turbine engine that we work on. Outside of that, we have diesel engines, electric motors, and gasoline engines that we work on. There's a wide range of what we do as far as these components go, so we touch on a lot of different functions. We have non-powered equipment. We have stands, tow bars, jacks that they utilize as far as non-powered equipment. And there's some other, like here and there, pieces of equipment that are non-powered. We provide equipment that works to the aircraft, and that is in a safe working condition for the maintainers on the aircraft. There's a lot that goes into making these things work and keeping them working and inspecting them that would significantly add to the workload of the people that are working on the planes, and they wouldn't have time to do their job if they had to do this job as well. So we work for the aircraft. We work for the maintainers out there, and we provide them safe equipment. Our generators, for example, they help supply power to the plane when they don't want to run the APU or the engines, or when they can't run the APU or the engines. And if they can't run that and they don't have generators to run that, they can't do their troubleshooting and they can't do their job. I enjoy doing my job. I picked this job in the Air Force not entirely knowing what it entailed or really knowing what it was. I just walked into the shop and it felt like home and I picked it. That's why I'm in this position, and I do love the job. It is very compatible with the civilian world as far as what we do when we work on engines or get our refrigerant license or whatever it may be is very compatible and transferable to the civilian world.